and they're here again. Please welcome Mark Sutton and Joe Bill in BASSPROV!
How's everybody doing? I'm Earl Hinkle, this here is Johnny Weaver. We went on a little fishing trip early this morning in southern Indiana down in beautiful Manmore County. We're going to recreate a piece of that fishing trip for you via improvisation. In order to do that, I would love to take a suggestion of anything in the news that you find disturbing. I know it's a hard question. Something.
Brexit.
Say again? Brexit? You got it.
And I will have something that you stick your finger into. Donut? Is that what you said? I heard donut.
Donut? Ladies and gentlemen, this here will be the Brexit Donuts fishing trip. Enjoy.
I don't know why they call it the hole, because it's not a hole.
No.
It's what came out of the hole. Hole is what remains after you remove the munchkin. Then some people call them donut holes. Maybe they changed it to munchkin because they knew donut hole was so egregiously incorrect.
You probably wouldn't want to say, stop on in and get a bucket of holes. Taken out of context, that could get you in trouble.
I'm also hesitant to eat a munchkin. It seems cannibalistic.
I think back in the old days you could eat a munchkin, but now, you know, everything's politically correct.
You have to say you're eating a little donut.
It's probably better in some ways. What the fuck ever happened to Krispy Kremes?
It's a poor business model. Sooner or later, somebody, even the dumbest person in America, which there are a lot, sooner or later, even those people are going to wake up and go, you mean I just paid $5 for fucking glazed donut? I can get it at any donut shop for like 99 cents. Nothing's that good.
Yeah, but it's an original, it's authentic.
Authentic to what?
Well, it's like the original authentic diabetes inducing donut.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the designer donuts. I don't like designer anything when it comes to my food. I don't like designer cupcakes. I don't like any of that fancy stuff.
If you put bacon in something that you haven't thought about putting bacon in, does that make it designer?
Theoretically, yeah.
Well, because I mean that's where I draw the line. Because if you put bacon in something, that's just, hey, that's a good new idea. But if it makes it designer, then that makes it feels like it cheapens the bacon. Krispy Kremes are like authentic. I think our country has a problem with authenticity. That's why Krispy Kremes aren't around anymore. Remember about a year ago.
We obsess with it or we don't like it?
No, we don't like it. We don't want anything that's authentic. We want everything that's fake and phony. Like there's no authentic emotion. There's no authentic thoughts. It's just like it's like everything's a cartoon character of everything else. That's why there's probably designer donuts, right? We're taking the real donuts off, and now we're gonna give you something with like a face on it, and it's gonna have capers, and it's gonna. That's what.
God, just the thought of that. Oh, why would you even think that?
Because.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, that's modern times. It got your attention, didn't it? Say the stupidest, craziest, most horrifying shit. It's like, oh, I'm gonna click on that. Somebody's making money.
That is the worst kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But then it's so you don't think like a good chocolate eclair with capers would
No,
sell?
stop it.
Caper eclair.
Stop it. You want to see something authentic? I'm going to authentic all over this boat if you don't stop talking about caper.
You can get like a bigger eclair and then a smaller eclair and put masks on them. And you call them the Batman and Robin eclair, and you serve them on a bed of capers, and it's a pun and a shocking revelation. Who the fuck invented capers in the first place?
Hey, look, I'm not against them
No, they're great.
as an item. I just don't want a donut. Oh.
Well, a bagel's kind of like a donut.
No, it's not.
It kind of is.
No, it's not.
It's
not.
It,
It's nothing like a donut.
it's in shape. Is it not like a donut in shape?
Fine, I'll
Does
give
that
you
qualify as kinda?
It's
Is
round.
that, did you get pissed off? I said it's kinda like, and then you got pissed off. He goes, no, it's not. Yes, it is. There we are. Now we're politicians.
That's like saying a muffin is like a scone. Fuck you, muffin.
It's kind of like a scone.
No, it's not.
A scone is like a muffin that's been left out too long. I'll bet they make a comeback though.
What?
Krispy Kremes, they'll make a comeback.
No. It's too late now. Brick and mortar is a thing of the past.
Yeah, that's how they make a comeback though.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
The only way they'll make a comeback is if they set up online. Get
Exactly.
ordered online. There'll never be another Krispy Kreme store.
There'll never be another Christmas.
Nobody wants the overhead of the store.
No.
Everything's online now.
Online is the new repackaging.
What?
And you just repackaging your donuts. You get a website, right? You get a website, you click through, you have the banners and pictures and all that shit that give you the same kind of warm, old school feeling of a Krispy Kreme donut, right? And then it's like, click here if you want information about diabetes. Nobody's gonna click. Right? Because it's always there, but nobody wants to know. And then it's just like you see just donuts going into grease and then like sugar getting sprayed on them, like little kids going, like that. You get Krispy Kremes delivered to your house. And in fact, you can order Krispy Kremes for your friends all over the world, and they'll set up little outlet shops like FedEx, little Krispy Kreme outlet shops, so the word of Krispy Kreme can get out. And then they'll be justified in charging $5 a donut.
I never liked them anyway.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Never liked them.
How? What? Are you a communist? You never like Krispy Kremes? You never like the taste, the combined taste of just flour and sugar and fat all in one delicious taste? It's just like you remember Hostess cherry pies and Hostess blueberry pies? They tried to be Krispy Kremes, but they couldn't, because you don't need all the filling. You just need grease and sugar and flour.
Plus, a pie is not a donut. Two completely different things. And I'm not saying I don't like donuts. I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts.
What kind of donuts do you like?
I think they're audacious.
What kind of donuts do you like?
Huh?
What kind of donuts do you like? If you say an apple fritter, I'm gonna whack you with my pole.
It's not the flavor of donut. It's where the donut comes from. Like, I like my donuts from Slim's Donut Shop. I know exactly where they come from. I can go up there at 5 in the morning and watch Slim make them. I can stand there and watch my donut being made before my eyes.
I know.
It's not some mystery mix. They just all come. They're too alike. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're all
They're too alike.
They're cake
They're
donuts.
too exactly alike.
They're like little. They put
no,
different.
the Krispy
it's
Kremes
like,
are too exactly
no, Slim's Donuts. It's the same
a
fucking
cloned
donut with different
donut.
shit on it.
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
cake
Those things
donut.
are made
It's a cake
individually
donut. So in
by
that way, it is a donut and it is cake. And then he's got all those little things where you spray shit on it, and you get little chocolate chips,
Those are
you get
different.
little
Those are a whole
sprinkles,
different
or
thing.
then they like
'Cause
chop
really
up
there's
those
two
Reese's
kinds of
peanut
donuts.
butter
There's
cups, and they
baked
call it
kind,
Reese's
and
peanut
there's
butter
the
sprinkles,
fried
but it's
kind,
just
the kind
chopped
you
up.
put
He's
in
not
the grease.
fooling anybody on that one.
Different
And you got green and blue and red powdered sugar, but it's just fucking powdered
Because
sugar.
you want all your
Slim's bought
donuts
into the
to
same
look exactly
illusionary
like
system that we're all bought
That
into,
makes you
making
feel
us think the simple
comfortable as a
things is a
person.
variety. But when it comes
Everything
down
is
to
the same.
it, it's all just about,
Everything is
do you want to
exactly
get with the
alike.
game,
Makes
or
you
do you
comfortable.
want to go it alone? Do you want to jump in with everybody else, or do you want to go it alone? And the money is in being with everybody else. But if you want to feed your ego, you'll go it alone, and you're going to end up with fucking mad cow disease again.
It's essentially a racist point of view. I want every donut I eat to be individual. I don't want them to all look the same. That's not what makes the world good. You want every single donut to look exactly like every other donut. That makes you comfortable. You get uncomfortable when your donuts look like something different. I embrace that.
My point was the opposite. He's serving the same thing,
No, he's not.
and he's just putting different colors of shit on top. At their core, they're all donuts.
Aren't we all the same at
Well,
the
that's
core?
what I'm saying. We're all donuts. At the core, we're all donuts with different
Yeah,
sprinkles
but
on
Krispy
top.
Kreme wants us to all look the same. We don't all look the same. They want us to all taste the same. We don't all taste the same. Everybody tastes and looks unique, even though at the core, we are all just donuts. Plus, they put too much fucking frosting on them. It's like eating sugar.
You just opened my mind.
That's why you come out here. Get your mind opened by me.
Krispy Kreme donuts are they're a metaphor for the white privileged institutionalized male dominant fucking way of life I was raised with, and now I want to either drink more or kill myself.
Which is why they're on the way out, because nobody's buying that shit.
Yeah. Fuck that same way of doing business. Fuck yeah. Get a little full of yourself for a while. You become imperialistic and expansionistic about all your shit. It's like, oh, here, everybody ought to think our way. Fucking, it's like goddamn British were fucking pre-World War II. It's like, oh, Pakistan, India, Kashmir, oh, we'll take that. Africa, we'll take that. Where's the Dutch going? We're gonna go take that trade route. Oh yes, we're gonna take over the world. And then World War II hit and shit started costing money. Everybody realized British food was bland. Pulled back and pulled out everything. Left all their war machinery there. Let people turn their anger on each other and forget who put it there in the first place. And all of a sudden, fucking Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan sat down, had a couple beers, and said, hey, you know what? We ought to fucking try to dominate the goddamn world again. Reagan said, well, why don't you go in and join the European Union?
That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Is that Ronald Reagan?
That's Ronald Reagan. Well, I'm just going.
Not bad.
Not bad, right? I remember. That's really just me doing Rich Little doing Ronald Reagan.
That's what everybody is.
That's true.
Everybody's imitation is their imitation of Rich Little doing an imitation.
That's exactly right.
That's our only point of reference.
Right. Which reminds me that John Boehner was, not Boehner, John Boehner was underrated. But of course, only you and I are the ones that understand what that reference is.
You knew I don't like Fred Travellina.
Oh, yeah. He was, Fred Travellina was, he looked like Jay Leno, right?
A little bit.
But then Rich Little. It's like you try to fuck with Rich Little, you lose.
Yeah, why even do it? Why even do it?
Because there's something about people that impersonate other people. There's a deep, unsettling sadness. Inside who they are that makes them feel compelled to spend hours in their mama's basement listening to other people's voices.
I just don't get it. Like, if I want to hear Jimmy Stewart talk, I'll just watch a Jimmy Stewart movie.
Yeah.
Why do I want to hear you talk like Jimmy Stewart? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, because they say imitation is the highest form of flattery, which is a great excuse for being a miserable person inside. Being in your mama's basement practicing other people's voices.
What is it about the basement? Does it make it sound better? I don't know. You mentioned the basement a couple times. I'm thinking you could probably practice anywhere.
Yeah, but like when you're alone, you're isolated.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, your mother's basement. You get what I'm saying? You're out of the womb. Now you're back in the womb.
Sure, I get it.
Your mother's basement. A lot of,
Makes sense.
yeah. A lot of great shit was invented in a mom's basement, but it was all out of a desperate need to escape from who they really were, so you come up with shit like Dungeons and Dragons. You need protection. You need insulation from the outside world when you want to think up ideas like that. Ventriloquists, mother's basement. Hypnotists, mother's basement. Probably most mimes. No judgment. I mean, in fact, it's a good thing.
Sure.
You know, if most.
What about magician?
Oh.
Magician?
Because you got to be someplace safe while you're practicing everything, right?
True.
All your illusions and shit. We probably ought to advocate you know, like there ought to be just like, we ought to be out with mothers' basements. Like if that's where you're happy, you ought to just like stay in your mother's basement. Right? Like if all disturbed people just stayed in their mother's basement, there probably wouldn't be anything bad with the world.
At least we know where they were.
Right. If they just stayed down there, and now with, you know, that's the whole thing with the internet. Like, you know, you don't have to go out and be a magician or a ventriloquist or cause havoc in the world. You can just stay in your mother's basement and get online and do videos down there, right? Do your little ventriloquist videos down there.
Yeah. See
Right.
how many hits you get?
Yeah, exactly. Hits and likes. That's the
Not
big
enough
thing.
hits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of metaphors. You ever been to England?
Yep.
Have you?
Yep. One time I had that consulting gig when I was consulting for Le Peeps, and then they got bought out by House of Seagram's.
Yeah.
Back when they expanded from liquor into
Right.
restaurants and whatnot. So I went over there on a consulting gig, and there was a conference, and it was down at a place called Tunbridge Wells Royal Baths and Spa. It's a place that's, I think it was south of London, and it's well water that the royals sent people. In the old days, no shit, they'd send buggies of people with big barrels to get the water out of these wells to take back to the royals, because that's the best fucking well water that you could take a bath in all of England. I took a shower in it and it felt like water. They thought that shit was like the Krispy Kreme of water. But it was just water. Why'd you ask?
Hmm?
Why'd you ask?
No, you were just talking about England earlier. I didn't know if you'd ever been there.
Oh no, I find them fascinating. I'm 1/32 English.
I think we all probably are. I went there once on vacation, and went to that Tower of London,
Oh yeah.
which is not really a tower. It's a bunch of buildings.
Is that like the whole? Like, I was only in London for a day, but is that like Tower of London, London Bridge, Big Ben, Beefeater, guys who won't laugh? If you can pull your dick out of them, they won't laugh. Is what I
You just
heard.
named like just named like 5 different places in London.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is like them.
But it's all right there. It's all right there.
Well, they're all in London. They're in the city. Yeah.
I'm not saying they're
Tower
the
of
same
London's right
thing.
on the river, right by the Tower Bridge,
All right.
which is why it's called the Tower Bridge. This is right by the Tower of London.
All right.
Ironically, the bridge has higher towers than the Tower of London. But you get a tour. You got to take a tour there, you know. And one of the Beefeaters, they give you a tour. And our guy says, at one point he says, "How many of you are Americans?" So some of us raise our hand. He says, "Just think, if you'd been smart a long time ago, this would all still be yours." And with that, the tour was over. Because I looked around and said, "This place is a shithole. It's falling apart. You got birds everywhere. What do I want this for?" I think we made out a lot better.
You know those people over there, they're not citizens, they're subjects.
True.
They are subjects of the Queen, and all their money goes to buying her fancy new hats. They are
Speaking
royal.
of the Queen, you ever think How many times in his life do you think Prince Charles, what is he now, like 60?
I'm gonna go higher.
How many times in his life do you think he's just sat around and going, would you just fucking die already? So I can get my shot.
Like
By the time he gets his shot, he's gonna be too old to fucking do anything. He's gonna be a crazy old man himself. By the time he ever gets to be King of England, they're gonna skip it. He's gonna get skipped. He's living his whole life. He's living his whole life knowing that he is gonna get fucking skipped. And I bet you every year around her birthday, Prince Charles just goes off somewhere and goes, God damn. Again? I gotta do this shit again? I was supposed to be king when I was 40. Now I'm 68 and you're still fucking here. What are you doing here, old lady?
Waving at people.
Oh, God. Can you imagine being that close?
To the
And
king?
never getting it?
What? I mean, that
Oh.
it presupposes you would want that job.
Piss me off.
Who the fuck would want that
He
job?
wants it.
Be king of
Oh.
England? You're really nobody.
You're nobody with a shitload of money. You can do anything you want.
Except for have true happiness, Donnie. You think those people are happy? They're not fucking happy. They got all that money in the bank, and they have a queen mother who's like fucking tougher than nails, and they get fucking sad. She's like, yeah, come here.
Well, that's why they're not happy.
What?
Because she's still around. If that old bat was gone, they'd all be having a party, I guarantee you.
They got no real power. All they got's money. There's no power in that. You're just like, you have all these people that are they're subjects to you. They're subjects to your crown. And everywhere you go.
I know the system.
Like, can you
I
imagine?
know how it works.
I mean, if it was like you remember how fucked up kings and queens were and shit back when Shakespeare was writing about them? Not literally, do you remember? Because we weren't there.
I am familiar with the time period, if that's what you're asking.
Right. And then somewhere along the way, that stiff upper lip happened, and then there was no more mental problems among the royals, right? Can you imagine how hard it would be where you gotta fucking walk through life being like a cover of a magazine of a person while all of your mental problems you had to keep inside? You know how tough that would be? That'd make you divorce a beautiful woman that your mother didn't like and marry an ugly woman who was more power hungry than your last wife. And it would serve you right if you were sitting around the rest of your life waiting for your mom to die. Fuck him. Because most of the rest of part of me is Irish and German, and that part doesn't get along with the English.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I saw a documentary the other day about World War II, and they said that Germany would have been better off if they had not bombed England at all. Believe that shit? Here's why. They were going to bomb England because they thought it was going to scare the shit out of everybody. But there's different kind of survivors to trauma. There's three kind of survivors. There's the ones who are injured and survive. There's the ones who witness the injuries and survive. And there's the ones who are nearby but nothing bad happens to them. And every time you're nearby something shitty that happens but nothing happens to you, you become more confident. You feel like you're invincible. So every night when they bombed London and they thought everybody was going to run scared, anybody who didn't die was like, fuck those guys, I'm going to work tomorrow. And it made them more confident. They just started ignoring it all the time. And they would have made England more scared if they had talked about bombing them and never actually bombing them. Because the fear of the impending bomb was much worse than when they actually started bombing. True story. That's like terrorists today, man. What do they do in Israel when they bomb a store?
Clean that shit
They
up
clean
and
it up
get
and
back
fucking
open.
start selling bagels the next day.
Yeah.
Or donuts if it's a donut shop.
Yep.
Whatever they sell.
Yep.
2 days later, they're back in business.
Damn right.
Yeah. You know what? I can always buy more glass, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Glass is cheap. Not gonna stop us.
Yeah, because they've been fucking bombed so goddamn much, there's like no sense in the news getting hysterical about it.
Right.
Fuck you is like, let's open back up.